It's wintertime, and this is always the time of year where I get asked on an almost daily basis what the market is going to look like in the spring. So I wanted to take a few minutes, show you some data points, and talk through what we think is most likely to happen. As we look at this first graph here, I'll give you a few minutes to kind of absorb it. Feel free to push pause on the video if you'd like. We have what represents inventory versus whether prices have risen or fallen during various stages of inventory on a national real estate market. Along the left side of the graph, you're going to see how many months of inventory in a given market we've had. 6 months is considered a balanced market, and that is represented by the blue horizontal line that goes across the middle. Everything above that blue line is considered a seller's market. It's when our inventory has been less than 6 months of inventory on market. Everything below that blue line is really considered a buyer's market, where we have more inventory than buyers, and buyers are a little more in the driver's seat. Now, moving from left to right across the graph at the bottom, you're going to see how prices have risen or fallen month over month in each of those given scenarios. This is all historical data, of course, and it is taken nationally. What's important to notice is in these 4 quadrants of the graph, where we are currently is in the upper right quadrant, represented by the little black arrow pointing to that red dot. We have very low inventory and prices are rising. That, if you can see all the clusters of red dots, is typically what's happened when we've had low inventory. We've almost always seen rising prices. So for my buyers who are waiting this market out and waiting for prices to fall, if you look in the upper left quadrant, we have literally never in the history of this tracking seen prices fall when we have had less than 6 months of inventory on market. It just hasn't ever happened. So if you're waiting this market out, you could be waiting a while. This next graph shows where the experts believe mortgage rates are going to go. I know buyers who are worried about mortgage rates going up. I know sellers who are worried that if mortgage rates go up, the bottom's going to drop out of the market and there won't be a buyer for their house, or the pricing's going to go down. So this kind of shows you what to expect over the next year. On average, in fourth quarter of this year, we're seeing interest rates on the right-hand column there at about 3.17. Predicted by third quarter of 2022, they're going to go up not quite 0.5% to 3.55. What does that mean for buyers and sellers? If you buy a $500,000 house with 20% down at today's rate of 3.17 versus a $500,000 house with 20% down at the predicted 3.55 interest rate, your monthly payment will be approximately $84 a month higher this time, quarter 3 of 2022, than it would be if you bought a house right now at the same exact price. $84 a month obviously is not chump change, it's real money, but it isn't necessarily enough for most $500,000 buyers to back themselves out of the market due to interest rate hikes. So if you are a seller who is fearful that the bottom's going to drop out and they better get their house on the market right now, honestly, I would love that. Get your house on the market. We need the inventory. But don't do it out of fear. Do it when you're ready, because I don't see, and the experts don't see, interest rates raising to a point where it's going to grind our market to a halt. And if you're a buyer who's fearful of interest rates and again trying to get a house now because interest rates are going to go up, just know that what they're predicting isn't going to be, hopefully, detrimental to your situation. So thanks for watching. Obviously, we never know exactly how things are going to go. None of us have a crystal ball, but as you can see from what most of the data is showing, it's going to be a pretty similar market next spring to what we've experienced the last few years. So if you're thinking about selling or are thinking about buying or both, give me a call anytime. We can talk through your specific situation and really address what the best course of action will be for you in the given market. I have a lot of clients who keep thinking they're going to wait this out, and they've been waiting it out for 4 years and it's not getting any different. So it might be time to just jump in and we can navigate the waters together.